Hi everyone, it's Don and I hope you're having a fantastic day. Well, I was on the Norwegian Encore just before Christmas, about 2 weeks before Christmas, and I've let it sink in now because I had a little debate in my head about what I thought about the ship and what I really thought about it, or was I just tired from all the cruises going back to back to back to back to back so much? Did that change my opinion? But I don't think so. So yeah, I'm going to give you my first impressions of the Norwegian Encore coming up right after this. So first off, the ship looks beautiful. It's a big, large ship. There's lots of things on board to do. The cabins themselves were very, very nice. Well appointed. I like the color scheme. It was a good size. The balcony was large, and I didn't get an extended balcony. I booked, in fact, I booked a guaranteed stateroom. So yeah, and the price was quite reasonable for a brand new ship of that size. What I found a little strange about the area I was in is I was on a deck and I was down from the concourse where I'd come to these two restaurants on either side, and then I'd have to go down this hallway over and then down another hallway, and this whole area almost seemed like I was walking in a business or a hospital corridor. It didn't seem like a cruise ship corridor to me. It seemed like a hallway of an office building, on the basement level. I think they need something to spruce that up to make you feel more like you're on a vacation and not more like you're just going home from your job. So that kind of felt strange, but the cabins themselves were very, very nice. Did like the cabins quite a bit, especially the size that the balcony was. Next, let's talk about the food. In the buffet, the food was okay. I found for this size ship, the selection was limited, shall we say. There seemed to be various areas to go, but once you got past the hamburgers and the pizza areas, there was very little other choices to do unless you were a salad person, and that's kind of what you were going for. So while the food was good, it just was very, very limited in the amount of selections and choices for what I was hoping for. The main dining restaurant, I had one great meal and one bad meal, where the food just tasted rubbery. So that's one person. The other people on my table had kind of the same thing that was going on that day. So I would say right now, the main dining room, hit and miss. Very hit and miss. Room service, food was really good, came very hot. Every time, was never once did I have a cold thing sent to my room. And sometimes I'd order things to my room when I wasn't hungry because I was testing the room service. And every time it came hot, and it was actually very tasty. Not a big selection, but no cruise ship has a big selection of room service. So as far as room service is concerned, very good on the Norwegian Encore. Now, one of the main areas they have on the space is right down. They have the front desk, they have the future cruise area, and they have the concierge area, and then they have a big seating area with a big screen that they hold the game shows in, or the lotteries and things like that that are going on. And while it seems like a lot of space and a lot of area, it seems very awkward to watch a game show and things like that. And because first of all, there's people walking always in and out and moving chairs, and you're trying to watch the game and you have people trying to pull chairs from way over across the corridor way down by the future cruise desk, and they're trying to drag chairs over so there's a place to sit, or you have people standing around and just looking around right over your shoulder. It just, and it's noisier in that area because people, they're doing a game show up on screen. Meanwhile, over here, somebody's trying to order a future cruise and get, book their next cruise. Somebody's complaining that their stateroom is messy. It just seems noisy. I'm not a fan of non-segregated areas like that. Because if I'm going to a game show and I want to participate and I want to listen or I want to watch a lecture or any of those things, I don't need a whole lot of noise all around me going on. It takes away from the enjoyment. I'd rather it in an enclosed area. It was nice. It just wasn't what I prefer. Norwegian, as you know, will give you perks. So when you sign up for different types of cabins, you can get anywhere from 1 to 4 perks. And usually the one that the 99% of people pick is the drink package. So yes, Norwegian cruise on the Encore is set up for drinking. Now what do I mean by that? What do I mean by it's set up for drinking? Well, there are bars everywhere. It is one of the only cruise lines I've ever been on that has a bar in the buffet. So yes, they'll make your drinks in the buffet. Like an act, you can walk up in the middle of the buffet, hamburgers over here, pizza over here, and order your vodka martini, whatever you want, it's in the buffet. Also, some of the shows that they have on board are based around drinking. One is a paid event that's in this club social that you go to, and it's basically a saloon, say in the just before going into Prohibition, and they have some songs, some jokes, and it's all about going into the night before Prohibition hits, where you're not allowed to drink anymore, so everyone's partying it up. That's a paid event, and it comes with 5 drinks in an hour. So the show's about an hour, and you get served 5 drinks in that hour. So if you're not a drinker like myself, 5 drinks to finish in an hour is an awful lot. And I saw an awful lot of drinks left on the tables everywhere, because they didn't skimp on the alcohol, which is a good thing. It was just a lot to try and consume in an hour. Some people liked it. Like, the show was fun. I had a good time there. The drinking was based around it. Also, one of the Broadway shows that's there is one that takes place in, I think it's called The Choir of Men, and it takes place in a pub. And one of the things everyone seemed to love about it is about 20 minutes before the show starts, some of the actors start coming up on stage and the bartender comes out, and then you can go up on stage and they'll serve you a drink. They'll pour you beer while you're up there. So we have this big lineup of people going up on stage, getting a beer, having it poured in front of them, and you're allowed to sit in the tables and chairs that are up there. And then about 2 minutes before the show's about to start, they start telling you to get back to your seat and have this, that kind of thing. But people are going up and they're coming back with 4 beers trying to get back to their seat, and it's a pub, and it's based around drinking, and then they, cheers all through the show. Now, the show itself was great. I didn't think I was going to like it, but the songs and the atmosphere and the voices were really, really good. Lots of energy, very exciting. Absolutely recommend that show. It was a lot of fun, but as you can see, based around drinking. So 2 of the 3 shows you see on board were based around drinking. And then you have bars everywhere in the club. So if you're not a person who likes to hang around people who are going to be drinking, maybe this ship isn't for you. Maybe choose one that's not giving away the free drink package with every cruise. What are some of the other things that you can do on board? Well, they have a virtual reality room, much larger than I thought it was going to be. It takes a while to get in. It takes a while to set yourself up into the game. So if you buy an hour pass, say for $39, you buy an hour pass, and then you go, by the time you get hooked into the machine, wait for your turn, first of all, if there's a line for the one you want to try, and you get the goggles hooked up and you're all set to go. They tell you how it's going to operate and you go. 20 minutes has gone by, so it might take you, the entire hour to go through 2, maybe 3 of the simulators. So then, and there's like 25 of different types in that room. They have like maze rooms where you're pretending to try and find your way through. They have soccer where you're kicking a full-length soccer field goalie. There's a robotic goalie that'll move back and forth and you try and shoot and score. So there's all kinds of fun things to do, but it is going to be a little bit costly. They do have the go-karts, like the Blizz and the Joy do. This is the largest of all the go-kart tracks that are on the ships. It was fun. I did it myself. It takes about a half hour to go through, by the time you get your training lessons and they tell you what to look for with the signals, and then you get your helmet put on and told how to sit and get into your car and then go, about a half hour to do everything, including about 15 minutes on the go-kart itself. And that costs you roughly about $15 to do that once. So if you're a family of 4, there's $60 to do that once. You can buy passes for the week and days, and it might be more economical to do that, but you have to you still have to stand in line. So if there's bookings ahead of you, because you book ahead of time, and you go and wait in line, you're not, you still might only get on every 2 hours if it's a long, busy day. So while fun, it takes up a lot of space. Another thing they have there is the laser tag, an outdoor laser tag area that's like a snake thing and walls, and at the back of the ship. It looks like it might be a lot of fun if you had like a group of people on board and go and do it. Again, you can buy passes for it. It's going to cost you extra to do it. You have to book it ahead of time. And while I was there, I walked back there probably about 9 times during the week I was on the ship, and never once did I see it in operation. And you can't actually go and watch anywhere to see what's happening or anything like that. There's no real podium to look. Where the go-karts, you can actually go up on a little ledge and watch the go-karts go around. There's even a spot that you can go, and there's these little guns sitting around the area, and if you shoot the person with the laser gun, it makes them have a little speed boost on the go-karts, which is kind of a neat trick. Interesting to add some excitement to you. If your kids are bored and you bring them up there, they can pretend they're shooting the cars, and it helps the drivers get a little speed. Laser tag, fun, maybe once. Don't think I would do it very often. Maybe if I had a whole pile of kids with a whole big families, or like 7 or 8 families together, maybe then. But again, another spot that takes up a lot of space. They have great water slides, over the side water slides. The kids were having a lot of fun with this area. There was a good kids area for splashing around, so the kids were having a really good spot, really good area, lots of fun on the slides, and that seems to be one of the more popular areas on the ship. And finally, let's talk about Kinky Boots, the #1 headliner show on board. I'm not a fan of the Broadway musical, but I enjoyed the show on the ship, and so I had a good time. It was fun. The one thing about Kinky Boots, it's kind of like Cats in a way, is most Broadway musicals that you tend to really like and really love is ones that you come out and you're thinking of the song and you're humming the song when you're coming out. When you're coming out of Mamma Mia, you're singing ABBA songs in your head. You're coming out of Jersey Boys. You got, those songs are just, they're catchy. There's no real catchy songs like this. They're inspirational songs, but no real catchy songs. And so I think that's one of the downplays of this type of Broadway show, but it was fun to watch and a good time inside. So one of the big drawbacks of taking a Norwegian cruise is the amount of deck space. If you're a person who likes to sit up by the pool and soak in the sun or look out at the scenery going by, the deck space is really, really limited because they have the biggest go-kart at sea up on that top deck, as well as a big laser tag area in the back of the ship that really takes up a lot of space. So if you're the person who wants to be by the deck space and pool, this is one of the reasons I don't particularly like this class of ship for Alaska, especially if you're in an inside cabin and you want to get up on top deck and look out at everything going by. It's very crowded. You're very congested there. You have the kids and the adult area very close together. That's one of the big drawbacks. Another drawback is, bring your wallet. Bring your wallet, because all of this stuff that I described, the laser tag, the virtual reality area, the prohibition show, the go-karts, that all costs extra every single time you do it. So yeah, it's going to seem like you're paying, even though you paid for your cruise. It's going to seem every day, especially if you have kids, that you're paying more and more and more every single day. As long as you plan for it and prepare for it, you won't get caught off guard. But remember to bring your wallet, because you're going to come out of there with more expenses. So if you think that, oh, you're just going to go on board and yeah, don't worry about it. Well, if you have 2 kids and you do the go-karts, there's $60. The virtual reality, there's $120. Oh, the 2 adults want to see the Prohibition show, that's another $80. You see how fast it can add up really, really quickly. So yeah, did I like the ship? Yes. Would I take it again? Yes. Will it be my first cruise ship I want to go and take? No. It's not really, I enjoy the shows, I enjoy good food, and I enjoy a clean ship with lots of deck space, and I don't want to feel crowded. I don't want to ever feel like this. And because of the lack of deck space up on top, it sometimes felt like this on the Encore. So yeah, nice ship. If you like this sort of thing, it's perfect for you. If you have kids, it's probably really, really great. If you want to have that drink package and not worry about everything. And the shows were fantastic. So there's nothing really wrong with the ship. I just tend to found that I was spending every time I turned around. And I like to know things well in advance. I like to pay for everything pretty much in advance. My shore excursions, all my entertainment, I like to have done that. And so if I go on, say, Royal Caribbean, I want to go on the surf simulator, I don't have to pay for that. It's included. I want to do the bumper cars. I don't have to pay for that. It's included. I want to do the laser tag downstairs and I don't have to pay for it. I can do it. I want to go ice skating. I can do it. It's included. It just seemed like I was paying, and I was paying for the sake of trying. It wasn't really things I wanted to do. I'm a single guy. I'm 57 years old. Laser tag's not my thing. Go-karts are not my thing. So the shows were and that. So yeah, take that with a grain of salt. If you want a quieter cruise that is more relaxing, the Encore tends to be busier. It's going to be a busier cruise. There's more things to do. There's going to be more kids on board, and it's going to feel more claustrophobic because of the lack of top deck space. But you're going to have a good ship, fun things to do, lots of choices, and great entertainment. So it's kind of a mixed bag. Can you tell I'm on the fence on this one? I really, really am. But I would go again. If somebody said, hey, you want to go on this cruise? I would not say no. Absolutely. I did have fun on the ship. And after all, that's what cruising's all about. Well, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more tips, more tricks, more travel vlogs from around the world, hit that subscribe button. Until next time, have yourself a safe and a great vacation.